In today's video, Izzet Dragons. Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're having a magical day, and thank you for taking the time to support the channel. My name is Hello Good Game, and I'm pleased to be your host within this Magic the Gathering Arena Deck Guide video, breaking down our red and blue Izzet Tempo / mid-range build, breaking down these strategies and synergies in depth, giving you a deeper understanding of how to pilot this deck effectively and efficiently, right? Furthermore, demonstrating all of this within our ranked gameplay footage against the best decks as well as players in-game. And then we'll conclude with our deck review, channel news, and any other wrap-up thoughts. Again, thank you all so much. If you want to help out, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel for future content, and of course, if you ever want to share your deck, get some feedback on it, the community Discord will be the place for this. Links for everything in the description below. Kick back, relax, and let's take a look at the deck.
It's a new lap record!
All right, here we are, playing with what is becoming one of my favorite decks of the set. Very much unexpected. However, its rise to fame is known across the globe. Dragonhawk hates Tempest. For 5, you are getting yourself a 5/5 with flying. And whenever the Dragonhawk enters or attacks, exile the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of creatures you control with power 4 or greater, and then you may play those cards until the end of your next end step. At the beginning of your next end step, the dragon will deal 2 damage to each opponent for each of those cards that are still exiled, right? So, this is the name of the game, which is really cool. So, it has a ability or a stack trigger when it enters, and then again at the end step, right? And that's going to trigger whether it's in the battlefield or not, right? It's like an emblem, if you will. We will also be incorporating a few other new cards into the deck. Our beloved Mockingbird, 1 mana plus X with flying. It may as well be a shapeshifter changeling, but here we are. As a 1/1, and you may have it enter as a copy of any other creature on the battlefield with equal or lesser mana value than spent to cast it, except it's a bird in addition to its other types and has flying. So, you can grab anything, whether it's on your board state or your opponent's board state, give it flying, and it's whatever it was plus a bird, which is cool. In our case, we love the Dragonhawk, because that ETB still triggers legendary effect in play. That's fine. Send it to the grave. Just milk that ETB, and you're going to have fun. You can also copy the throne, and this is actually maybe arguably better, because the throne is going to double everything that the dragons do, right? And as aforementioned, this is going on the stack as it enters or attacks, and then again at the beginning of your end step, right? So, that will trigger on the front end as well as the back end through the throne, which is absolutely phenomenal. So, that's what we're doing there. We also have, like the Mockingbird can copy the throne, right? Terror of the Peaks is another good target for you to copy there. I'm sure we all know about this. We'll get to it in a moment, as well as Thunder Maw. So the Mockingbird, as a new card, really fits in the deck quite nicely. It's it's a dragon. Just admit it. But back to the Dragonhawk, right? The Sarkhan, Soul of Flame, for 3 mana as a 2/4, will have dragon spells cost 1 less. And whenever a dragon enters, you may have Sarkhan become a copy of it, except it keeps its name, so you can dodge the legendary rule. So this is reducing the Tempest from 5 to 4. Sarkhan's in play, now becoming a copy of it, is a 5/5. It attacks, triggers itself. So you'll get a double trigger, right? This triggers on entry, and then this becomes a copy of it, and then triggers on the attack, which is absolutely crazy, right? A lot of fun here. And, to break down the rest of the deck, if you're unfamiliar with maybe our optimal playline, turn 2 Invasion of Tarkir, for 2 mana, 5 protection counters on it, and as it enters, reveal any number of dragons, deal 2 damage plus that number to any target. Really good for removal, but we can also hit home with it and other copies of itself, which is pretty decent if we have the dragons to reveal. And then Sarkhan on 3, so turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, you have a reduced dragon, whether it be the Dragonhawk ideally, but you also have Terror, which is by all means okay, because the 5 protection counters will be taken off from Sarkhan as it transforms into a 5 power flying dragon, right? At which point this is going to enter the battlefield as Defiant Thundermaw, a 4/4 with flying and trample. Whenever a dragon you control attacks, it deals 2 damage to any target. Again, this is absolutely phenomenal through the throne. And that's what makes the throne one of the better targets to copy with the Mockingbird, because we have multiple dragons of value that can all be doubled rather than just doubling a single dragon, okay? But aside from that, flipping this will be fantastic as we have a bulk number of dragons that can attack. And again, if you have the Dragon Maw, you're going to get that ability. But if you have the Terror, once this flips, that Terror ability is going to now trigger. So for 5 mana as a 5/4 with flying, spells your opponents cast that target the Terror will cost 3 life. And whenever a creature you control enters, the Terror will deal damage equal to its power to any target. So this entering as 4 will trigger this, and we get an additional 4 damage, whether it's used to remove a permanent of our opponents or just take down their health points even more. It is very, very nice for us. And then, once Terror is in play, right, and we have maybe additional invasions, and we're playing the Mockingbird as a copy of the Terror, it's going to enter, and you could, with the Terror ability now, dealing 5, just immediately flip the invasion, right, for another Terror, Thundermaw, which is really cool if you can just flip these pre-attack, right? And then this card's in play with its passive ability, and as a non-legendary, it can stack, right? So try to flip the Thundermaw pre-attack with the Terror ability if you can. Of course, we will have additional things to do that, like the Warcrafting, dealing 5 damage to creature, planeswalker, or battle. Look at the top X cards, where X is the excess damage dealt this way, and we can play one of those cards this turn. They are in exile, so that's pretty decent, as well as Shock, 2 damage to any target. That can, of course, be a battle if we want. So that's pretty decent. Maybe you attack it early on because you don't get your ideal play line. Maybe you hit it with a Throne to 4. This can clean it up, right? So very nice. Shock is instant speed, so you can flip it on your opponent's end step. Pretty pro play line there. Warcrafting, you are stuck to sorcery speed, but typically sorcery is not too bad because we like to do it, like I said, pre-combat phase. Okay, so, we have some additional interaction within the deck. 3 steps ahead, counter magic, 1 mana, instant speed, plus its spree, counter target spell for 2, create a token that's a copy of target creature you control for 3, the Throne, ideally, but, other things do exist like Terror and Thundermaw. And then draw 2 and discard 2 if you just, you're in a bad place and you need some card advantage. That's going to get you there. Brotherhood's End, 3 damage to each creature and planeswalker, which is decent because you'll notice all of our creatures have 4 toughness. So that's not going to be a problem for us. And then also all artifacts with mana value 3 or less, which is fine as well. And then 4 copies of Into the Flood Maw for 1 at instant speed, returning creature to its owner's hand, or opponent's hand, I should say. And you can actually do non-land permanent if you gift them a tapped fish, which is pretty decent. So just offsetting really anything that they play that's not instant or sorcery. And, what a fantastic card this happens to be within our tempo deck, right? So anything that we can't kill, to break it down a little bit more with damage, right? Because we have so much of that in deck, right? The End, the Warcrafting, the Shock, the Invasion, the Thundermaw on the back side, even Terror of the Peaks is doing any target-based damage, which can all go into our creatures, our opponent's creatures, I should say, quite effectively, right? So anything that we can't kill, and sometimes it exists, we're just going to bounce it instead, right? Send that back, and, hopefully it buys you enough time, and maybe you counter it on the second time they try to play it, right? Fable Passage here to thin our library. We have the Canal and the Reef, and we could potentially add in the Cavern on Dragon. I have so many other spells that I didn't want to saturate it, but I think it could definitely be worthwhile, potentially, right? I don't want to discount that. And, just kind of getting used to the new land base as a whole and working on it as we continue. So loving the deck. The amount of damage that you can do with this Tempest is it's good. You're really going to enjoy it. And the fact that Mockingbird has been fitting not only so well into this deck, but literally every deck I've been playing recently. It just becomes a copy of your best card. And instead of having 4 Terror of the Peaks, you get 7. Right? That's busted. That's not okay. And it's working good in every deck we play it in. So the Mockingbird is really, really nice if you don't have it yet. You can even use it to copy your opponent's creatures, so you can actually experience more of the game, right? If they play, a Dragonhawk, you can play a Dragonhawk without having to spend a mythic, right? You only had to spend a rare. That's pretty cool. So I hope you enjoy. Of course, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, join the community Discord, share your own deck. Links for everything in the description below. Kick back, relax, and let's try to win some games. All right, on the draw. Hey, if we could get an Invasion, this is a really good hand. Turn 2 Invasion. Turn 3 Sarkhan. Better yet, turn 1 Interaction. It's a control deck, so this really sucks for my game plan. And that's not an Invasion. Get it out of the way. I mean, you've got 4 and 5 drops to play, so have fun with your counterspell, homie. They're like, no, I'll just remove it. I'll counterspell the next one. Rude. Rude. That's how you know you're losing that game, right? Is when they are actually playing efficiently. They leave that there. They understand it's got summoning sickness. It doesn't affect the board state at all. Only does 2 damage. They get the next one. I guess maybe Cavern in the deck on Dragon would be. Again, interact away. I'm not into it yet. I mean, I am into it, but just not yet. I'll take that word. Slam down for 4. And then there's the field wipe, right? But I don't want to lose... Like, I know these are valuable, but I don't want to lose high value cards yet. Each time they don't counter, the next counter becomes more likely. Messed up, dude. Only 2 mana and they're both blue. What kind of counter would that be? I'm going for it. Counter unless they pay 2. That's what it is. It's like that phantom card with a token on it. Gotta save it for next turn, that means HGG. It's that phantom card, right? It has to be. Play right into it. Don't be scared. Counter unless you pay 2. Oh, yeah. I'm going to London. How often does this pan out? Get that shock in there while you can, right? Oh! Four triggers of 6. What? That's 24 damage just on the Hawk alone. Wowzers. That's the ideal play line. Well, actually, we have the Invasion in that to be ideal on 2. We kind of missed that, but... Oh my gosh. Going first. Oh my gosh. The honor No 1-drop. That's fine. We have a nice 2-drop, no 3-drop. Here's our 4 and 5. And it's literally the only part of the deck I'm really showcasing here. The rest of it you've seen before, right? This is like my 10th iteration of Izzet Dragons. I mean, if that's what we're doing. Probably better kept as removal on 3, but what if I top deck Sarkhan? And then we've interrupted our optimal playline. I'm just going to go for it. It's not the World Championship. I don't know their deck list. They would have taken it from me anyways. So, there we are. Throne is gone because we got 2 dragons. I would assume. Unless they've got another bat, they're coming back for the second. Oh. Okay, just need our 5th land. And also to dodge removal from a Diamond 1 Golgari player. Hey, there goes the second throne. They're like, dang it, they drew another. I'm coming back for those later. Pass back. Are you serious, bro? You're gonna triple bat me? I don't know. There's nothing to do. It's just messed up. Try to keep these dragons alive, draw that 5th land before, you know, the end of the world is here. You know, I'm gonna take out one of the bats, take my throne back. I know the invasion's there, but let's get a land draw. Let's get that 5th land. And now they're back to taking the throne. Which is still good, right? It's not bad. Opening hand, 3 bats, let's go. I mean, I've got 2 dragons, I guess. 2 thrones. The shuffler is just wild all the time. I think I just spend too much time in Arena. 3 thrones. Nope, you're right, HGG. It's just wild. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's try that first throne. The Ward 2 is what I'm actually banking on here because they have so few mana. It needs to be a 3rd land in a Liliana. I hate to say it out loud. We all know what's about to happen. Also, the Sheoldred's Edict, non-targeted removal, right? Let's find out more. 3rd land. Lily, Illy, A. With her trademark -2. On a 15, right? They're putting in some good damage as well. No Liliana? What? Okay. I mean, I'm just gonna... I should have maybe not played my land. I'd rather take damage from it, though. Doubling on the front end. 4 cards. They're going to remove the Hawk. Which is fine. It still triggers on the back end. But we only get 1 instead. No? Oh yeah, 1 twice. Let's hit that. And then 4 damage. Again, because it doubles on the back end. This is good. Is that enchantment only, not artifact? So that's okay. But that first strike is nice. Yeah, we gotta go this because they're gonna take it. We have no attack. We absolutely do have an attack. I'm going to leave these lands there and use this land. Now, do we have lethal? 6. 10 damage? No. Grab our Thunder Maw. And the win. It's so rewarding to beat a Diamond 1 player. I'm sorry, but like, it's my favorite thing to do in this game. It's the only time I focus, let's be honest. You guys have seen so much of my gameplay at this point. It's like literally the only time that I'm like, okay, I'm going to win this game. So sorry. Going first, what an absolute anomaly. Am I the one? Interesting. I guess we leave it. And just remove it. That way they at least have to commit a crime, right? Top decking Sarkhan. Please and thank you. The cult is okay. The land is fine. You know, that puts us to 4 at least. Maw as interaction. You know, we need to... This is a Liliana. I'm going to cry. I'll take 2. Lily's something we don't want to bounce, right? Also something I don't want to play single creature into. But what do you do? It could also be like a Shoulder's Edict is still around. Mono Black's a hard matchup for us. But it's, you know, it's still Magic, right? It's very much up in the air. And because of this, just try your best and have some fun. There's no need to cry because Monoback will have a continuous stream of removal as a mid-range creature-based deck, but, you know, here we are. I've got a... Oh, did they make a boo-boo there? Why is my creature still alive, homie? I kind of want one with flying. We get a block from the cult? I think we do. Mockingbird is better copying a dragon of value, but the throne's not a bad runner-up. Oh, hello. I don't have 2 blockers. What's the ward on this? 2 and 2? Wow. Can we survive? Getting hit for 7, 10. They're not going to block it. And if they do, I'm okay with that. It can stay at 1. I'm just not committing. Yeah, block it, dude. Get Glissa out of here. I think I'm super duper okay with that. Literally don't mind. X equals 3. And here comes another roaming throne. You just can't get rid of these things. This one is flying. Oh, they're playing the same game I am. Dang it. And they're setting tempo, right? So that sucks. Now we need to be defending. I should have played Sarkhan first. Flipped this on top of it. They both... Well... No. We do need that reduction, though. Probably just like bounce a miner or something. Bird is going to be the Thunder Maw, of course. Oh. That's problematic. That's a big hit. You have more? Okay, at least it's not skeleton. Ah! There's no attack triggers. No crime going on, so we can just at least X first. Bouncing that would have been okay, right? Then we could have got rid of the haste, I think, actually. We're only at 6. Yeah, we should have bounced that beforehand. Or just straight up bounce this. The menace really. Right, that menace just kills us. Oops, that backwards. We want to keep Sarkhan and the Thrones alive for the Dragonhawk. Thundermaw can go. I don't know. Ouch. Down to 2. They draw. Also crime via the Descend or whatever to get that back. Not a crime, but Descend. Its land is lifesaver. This is not going to be enough, but we do have flying for 4. Actually, is it? I think it is, in fact. That's a 9 damage. Really good. And then we also hit 4, which is a little bit shy. Force them to block with Gix. Oh, man. That's haste too, right? So we're just going to die. Unless we defend with all 3. And who knows what these are. So we literally have to triple defend. That's brutal. Oh, but this ability doubles on the back end too, doesn't it? So that's not 9 damage. That's like... For science! For science! Actually, we would have won the other way if I'm right. Oh, and they just don't care. They're just going to lose the game anyways. But I think this doubles also on the back end. Right? This is doing 6, 12, 18. Right? Not 3, 6, 9. No, we got it. We got it. Science prevails. Right? So it's doubling it, and because we have 2 thrones, tripling it on the front end via the cards into exile, but also on the back end via that damage that gets sent in, which is pretty cool. Because it's 2 different triggers on the stack, right? The first trigger is cards into exile. The second trigger is end step, where damage from exile, and they're both being doubled and tripled by the thrones, which is cool. Our opponent will be going first. Let's keep 7. Are you sure? That's like a crazy hand. Let's mulligan. Where's Sarkhan? Okay. In our library off the start for a red source. I think so. Sharp-eyed rookie in the house. Don't reveal. Submit 0. You only need to hit for 2. Kind of sucks because we know they have removal, right? And I don't want to play into it. Go for it. Don't be a coward. That's what Warcrafting's here for. Let's go! Play it out. Untapped mana, whatever. If, like, it's not leaving their hand, I guess, is my mindset. So we have to parse through it at some point. Why not get after it? So now that's not going to hit something else, right? It's not like we have protection. Guess this can be a blue source. And it's to the point where we're just looking for a land. No blocks. No thank you. Not interested. 3 in hand. Don't you dare. Oh, they're about to dare. 2 cards in hand. Tiny Bones is a go. Death Touch is nice. That's going to slow... Oh, I'm such a legend. You're a legend, Larry. Yeah. My counterspell. No attack. We need that to double this on the back end, right? Bow, bow, instead of... regular damage, we get the double trigger of it. I don't care. You don't have dragons. You just reveal a bunch of dragons. No! Oh. Okay, I do regret it. Good for you. That makes me so sad. Well, we gotta take Tiny out. This is a good card. We're under pressure. Man, I should have left the damage. We were like... We could have won next turn, just copy the throne. Overthinking it. Or underthinking it, I guess. Nah. Kind of a cool thought, but this is better. Yeah, that's really good. I am in trouble now. No blocks. Maybe they overextend somehow with that. And I can get through. I need removal. Not a land, not a land, not a land. And they've got life gain in hand too, right? Now they have a blocker in the air as well. It hurts because it's mine. And it hurts because I gave it to them. And like I was like, oh, I don't want to lose 4 life. And win the game next turn. No way. Don't want to do that. I show you guys what not to do, right? This is an example of that. First, we won a couple games. It's like, you know, this is how you play the deck. And then this is how you don't play the deck. Obviously, I'm not doing it on purpose. Just simply to, you know, show you that contrast between the 2 play styles. The outcomes are far different, right? Aye. Well, I can't take 10, like... Well, they're just going to take the damage and then kill me. Ah! I love this game. Alright, this is how not to do it. Don't block, take lethal instead. As long as you win the game, that's fine. Block the 4-4 with a 5-5. Game did. I see the preacher, I see the virtue, I reclaim my time. Going first. Slow. I have 4 Sarkhans in the deck. That's for consistency. Right, Shuffler? Right, Shuffler? HG, pay attention, Diamond 1. Don't worry, I know. You want to bait some removal with me? Yep. Sometimes you hold on to it. Sometimes it's bait. Oh, it's an emergent deck. Yeah, congratulations. You're in Diamond 1 playing Atraxa Reanimator. Give it up, everyone. Again, another thing I don't play. Effective deck. It can win tournaments, this one. I don't think Rakdos Flings win in any tournaments. It's too easy to sideboard against. But these Reanimator decks, well, these Atraxa decks are ridiculous. I'm just going to sit here until I counter a spell. Counter the first Reanimator spell. I'm sure there's 15 more. But after which, probably just concede. These games are unwinnable. Mill-a-roni. We need to at least be curving out, well, within our land base anyways, I should say. Not necessarily the planks, we have to hold up that mana. But to a point where we wouldn't have to hold up all of our mana. We could, like, you know, play a 2-drop, still have 3 open for the counter. So if we stutter here, which it looks like we are, we're probably not going to make it through long term. That's 2 turns. You do. Beg for your 4th. Yep. The Might. Oh my gosh. What does that thing do? I'm just kidding. Really good life gain. That's survivability. Artifact enchantment removal, right? I love that land. That's just fantastic. Really cool. Try running 2 lands in your deck, then you might draw 3. Stop! That doesn't make sense. This discard also doesn't make sense. I love this game. And that's, man, a bit of a bummer sometimes. Like, you know, you get a win, you get a loss. Was it a good match, though? Right? We've had good wins that weren't good matches, right? We've had, you know, that foot on the other shoe as well, where we've had a bad loss that wasn't a good match. This is maybe an example of that. But sometimes you do get a good match, and it's funny how winning or losing no longer matters at that point because you've had fun, right? And, you know, at the end of the day, that's all I want, right? Is both players to have fun. It also creates better content, obviously, for YouTube when, you know, maybe the match is back and forth. It's not just a complete blowout one way or the other because someone flooded or bricked, etc., right? You know, just like a blown matchup, a bad matchup in best of one, something like this. So, it's cool to have a nice match. We are finding our lands, which is decent. You know, it's I don't see much of a match after this, but we'll just try to keep tempo. They do have a life gain here, which isn't great. Here's 5. I mean, that does gain some tempo for us. Easily mitigated through their life gain, as aforementioned, but because we finally got some lands, which is cool. That's great. Maybe it will be a good match, right? I mean, it would have been cooler to hit them earlier. This spell can't be countered. Nice! That's pretty cool. These mites should have Toxic. Are they the only mites not to have Toxic? Six available mana. Like, we're dead anyways, right? So let's just play our Dragonhawk for fun, see what we get. Hiya! Good game. We got them to 7. I guess we could have got them to 6. Again, they do have that life gain chilling, and we're dead, right? So, pretty decent. Nice. Now they go for it, finally. I think maybe they knew we kind of wanted to counter, right? They're very chill on that. Again, maybe they just top decked it, but no Atraxa. They beat me without Atraxa, and for that I am eternally grateful. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Kind of. More so than it typically is. Going first with terrible land, but finally we found a good card. We will tap this for blue. This taps for red. Then we have Mockingbird up early, I guess. Sarkhan on curve. I might go to London. I don't know. This is a Diamond 1 player. No particular reason. I'm playing rabbits. I hate it with reach. I hate it times 2. Twice the hate. No, that's fine. Fancy Cavern of Souls as well. Triple token attack. Push them all to 2. Straight up removal. I need my 4th land. I need my 4th land badly. You do not get it. But this is very good indeed. Were they like looking at my hand? Do they know I'm about to remove it? Who quits on that? That's a really good opener. Are they get even more frustrated with slower players than I do, maybe. Is that it? Was I too slow? Oh my gosh, I was just deciding which one I wanted to remove. Just when you get a good opening hand, you know, they're like, I don't want to play anymore. There goes your good YouTube footage, HGG. Taking that away. That's a cool hand. Where's your island? I don't know. Do you think we'll get it? Is it worth the biscuit? I think so. The brisket? Well, you're risking it for the biscuit. So it's just brisket. And we have brusket. We were brisking, now we're brusking. Can I have an invasion off the top as well, please? That would be ideal on turn 2 for us. I mean, backup. Let's threaten maybe some counter magic. Gruul that has not played yet. Alright. What the? Gaining life, grabbing a land. I don't even want to know. Ooh. Who's a medium boy? Yes, you are. Imagium. Smuggler Surprise is a good card that we should be on the lookout for. You wish, no blocks. I need that thing to survive. We've learned that lesson. Not worth it. You gotta be staying alive, staying alive. Take it while you can. Maybe cost, like, next turn, right? We'll take flying. Hit for 5. That's a good sound effect, right? They should lease that out from me. Put it in game. Whenever you do 5 or more damage on an attack, I pop up as a little emote in the corner. Oh, no, thank you. Block the damage? No. I'm not interested. Oh, hello. They're going to be so upset with me. Gzz. 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 It's good. You're going to be playing this deck later, but that sound's not going to be happening. You're going to get really disappointed. Can't saddle it. Oh, they can saddle it, but reverse Gzz. And then Throne, which is going to be a lot of fun there. Going first, just looking for Sarkhan, and we are going to London. That's pretty cool. That's a good chance. This can be on 4. Rabbits are good. And they must not survive. Come on, Sarkhan off the top next turn. No reveal. 7-0. Take the recruit. Any? That's good too. Ah, that's not a Sarkhan. Only revealing 1. It's a good start. Frogs as well. Oh my gosh. We got like what? Bant critters? I'm into it. Okay. Blue Frugo. Could be a blue source. 1 island. Coming right up. Throneadelphia. Throneadelphia. Bergen. Five in hand. Rabbits. This one was rabbit too. Just rabbits and frogs. No birds yet. An offspring. Double Might Caller trigger to 3. No attack. Uh-oh. I don't think I'll attack either. So greedy. Like, we should go Dragonhawk, but let's stack terrors first. No! Wow, what a real rude boy. Oh, that's going to be fat too. Like, we might run out of room. Block it. It's just dealt with. Sucks, but just block it. Or else we're not going to survive long enough. Okay, they might have more removal, I don't know. Okay, so far so good. Don't you dare. No! Sometimes you go get, sometimes you get got. We should have removed. Ouch. Game-losing decision there. Game-losing decision, truly. Ouch. Now these just dunk on us. That's so good. We should have just removed it, I guess. I don't know. Or played this earlier, looked for a field wipe. I wish I could rewind. That's a good win. This is what I like, right? You heard me maybe speak today about good matches of Magic and bad matches of Magic. This, even though we've lost, was a very good match of Magic, right? If they had slipped out, we were winning. It's beautiful. That's a good way to lose, you know? Much better than some of the other ways, you know, when you brick or... for them, it was a good way to win, right? Clutch removal here and there. Whoa, those are big threats, right? If I didn't remove those, I was probably dead. More so than, oh, you know, my opponent bricked and it was just a free win, right? So, man, that is smiles all around. Great game. Oakley, Dokely. Dragonhawk, Dragonhawk, Dragonhawk. Are you my favorite card of the set? I think so. I really like the Roddenmouth Viper. I was like, yeah, man, every deck I play is going to have this in it. But now, I think I've graduated into the Dragonhawk town. I did not realize, and this is really like the, you know, the pivotal factor, because it's a legendary. You can only have one copy, which is kind of a bummer. But its ETB ability is resolving end step, whether it's in the battlefield or not, right? So you can play one and then play another, remove one, have that one trigger both like on the ETB and end step, as well as your new one ETB and end step, and then attack next turn, which is really, really good, right? And then when we're doubling that, because we can not only double it with the throne, but also with Sarkhan because of that legendary effect, it's just ridiculous. And then, you know, get that Mockingbird in there as copies of the throne, and it just so happens to be that Terror of the Peaks is available to us in standard, and Invasion is ridiculous with a turn 4 flip from Sarkhan. I used to love Bonehorde Dracosaur. It used to be in this deck, and I was like, this is the best card. And that's how much I like the Dragonhawk. I think it's maybe better. What do you think? Dragonhawk or Bonehorde for 5? They both generate value. They're both 5/5. This one's got first strike. That's pretty good. But that damage ability on the other one is obscene. It is so good. And that's, like, if you were playing Commander, obviously we're not here, but that's each player. This could end games, you know? But you can't kind of engineer the same situation in Commander, maybe, as aggressively. I mean, you could. It's harder to pull off, though, I suppose, but I don't know. I like it. I'm having fun. I hope you do as well. Cheers. Thanks so much. I'll see you soon in the next.